horror movie villains. They are a make or break on these movies. On one hand, they could be well written, destroyed character, broken characters who need a hug, right? In other hands, they have to be menacing, actually pose a threat to you, because if not, then you're not going to take it seriously. You're not going to take the movie or character seriously. So how are we going to figure out which ones are iconic and threatening? Well, we have to go through the top 20 horror movie villains. And of course, this is by Entertainment Weekly. Thank you for the list. And it's a relatively new list, the 1st of June this year. So it is pretty recent. So how is this going to go? We have to put some ground rules. Well, first of all, we're going to go through the list. And we're going to figure out, do they deserve to even be on the list, right? Or do they deserve to be higher, lower, whatever, right? And, of course, the villains. If they have a weapon, we should be granted a weapon, too. And, of course, it's got to be some weapon you could get, not like, I'm going to fight Jason Voorhees, so I'm going to get a tank or a F-1 fighter jet, wherever the hell those things are, and drop nukes on them. Like, of course, we can't do that, right? We need our own weapons that we could get that's easily accessible. And if they get past that, we have to go through, can they beat a professional fighter? And after that, do we need to call the cops? Do we need to call the cops for this? But of course, number 20 on the list is Gillman, a.k.a. the creature from the Black Lagoon. A very old creature, 1954. Does it deserve to be number 20? I think so. It's a really old one, and it's not one of the... it's still kind of recognizable, but most people know the horror movie villains, like the old ones, like Wolfman and Dracula, Invisible Man. But the creature from the Black Lagoon, he kind of like, it's kind of like the weird Avenger that's in there. You're like, hey, that dude's an Avenger? Same thing with this guy. But of course, he is a giant fish man. Can we beat him? Well, he has no weapon, so we lose. That's simple enough. But secondly, this man, he is slow, very sluggish, which could be because of the time. It's kind of hard making something like this move real fast in the old days, but I think he loses in tier 2. I think he loses to professional fighters. I don't think he could beat someone like Deontay Wilder or John Bones Jones. I don't think he beats any of those guys. But he does beat the regular civilian, meaning if you end up in his lagoon and he pops up, you kind of dead. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to tell you. Instead of calling the cops, you just got to call your parents and be like, yo, man, I'm not going to come home. All right, that's a very good start for the villains. And number 19, Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 1931. Man, these are some old ones, man. But, hey, no, it's still iconic because Arthur had that one episode with Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with the brain. And it was not as old as the actual film, so I would assume that it is still recognizable. Well, first of all, he uses a whole experiment, so that's technically a weapon. It's like someone drinking steroids and becoming stronger, which means I get to use a weapon, which means I pick a gun, a Desert Eagle, whatever, and we win. Come on, bro. It's just a regular old dude. Pow, 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 pow. We win. Simple as that. But number 19, you know what? Well, we have to see what number 18 is, real quick. Because if it's 18 is better than 19, then he deserves to be 19. But as of now, number 18 is Leatherface. Leatherface is in 18? 1974? Damn, these horror movie villains are old, man. What the hell? I thought Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out like in the year 2000 or something. But 18, that's a little too low for my man, don't you think? I would put him at least top 15 or top 10. Somewhere up there, but 18? But then again, this is just a big fat man with a chainsaw, easy gun, pop, pop, pop. Particularly, this happened in Texas. How did he survive? But of course, if some dude's chasing you with a chainsaw, you're not really going to react too well. But a gun can easily take this man out, because there's no way a dude with a chainsaw can commit a massacre. Unless he does it in a single room and no one has any weapons. In Texas, dog, I don't really think that works. I don't think that's how it works. But of course, number 17 is the Jigsaw Killer. What? The Jigsaw Killer is number 17. That's another one that should be higher up. Number 17. Who the hell is higher than these people? If I see some dumb villain, oh my god. But the Jigsaw Killer, well, this one's a bit tricky because, well, he sets traps specifically designed for your sins. So if he catches me, I'm basically dead because half the traps you can't even escape. And if you do, it's permanent damage. You miss a limb, you miss eyeballs or whatever the hell. It's just not fair. But of course, there's a hand-to-hand combat. I whooped that old man, to be honest. He's old as hell with a tumor in his head. Just hit him on top of his head and he's done. But of course, you got his whole posse, right? His whole apprentice group that could just jump you. So I'll put this as a maybe. All right, so we got another point. The villains are losing, man, because they're not. Also, what is this list, man? Hold on. What's number 16? Number 16 is Lawrence Larry the Wolfman. I don't think the general public would put the Wolfman above Saw and Leatherface, actually. I don't know. I would, because, you know, the Wolfman, the werewolf, is still a very, very iconic thing. Marvel literally did a werewolf story, so the Wolfman obviously would be kind of somewhat tied to it. But of course, the werewolf, it wins. It wins. I'm sorry, bro, but a gun? I mean, this dude's a wolf in the woods. I hardly doubt I can win in his territory. It's over. It's gone. He could even be professional fighters. This is the first ever call the cops moment. Because he would be able to take out most people. God damn, this is a whole wolf human hybrid. I mean, intelligence of a human and the strength of a wolf. We done. We gotta call animal control on this guy. But 16, I don't know. Above Jigsaw, I don't know. I think that's a bit much, but I do think it deserves 16. Number 15 is the Phantom from the Phantom and the Opera. Makes sense? Yeah, no, this one makes sense. This one makes sense. The music's still really iconic. Still really iconic. But it's just a regular old dude, isn't it? You could just get a couple of friends and just beat him up. To be honest, I don't think he's so much of a threat. I mean, his music's definitely gonna be creepy. You're just walking around the auditorium and just starts playing. Like, oh, where are you? Oh man, who's playing? That's good music. And then no one's playing. Like, oh, damn it. But I will have to put may need a call backup. But I think the regular individual can beat the Phantom. Number 14 is Pinhead. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but Pinhead should not be this high. Pinhead's like the damn indie band that people watch and listen to and brag about how they know it. Oh man, this is such an indie band, man. I know him. I knew him before he blew up type stuff. Put that man down. He's below Jigsaw. Maybe above Leatherface, but definitely not above Jigsaw. Not by this much anyways. And above the Wolfman? Nah, that's dumb. But of course, this man got entire boxing magic. Well, first of all, you're right. It beats the regular individual even with the gun. And it beats the professional fighter. And it also probably beats cops, to be honest. And probably SWATs. But you know what? All we need is a bunch of holy water. This man's an evil dude from hell. Just spray some holy water on that man and he's done. People are like, oh, but they're super strong. Ain't nobody stronger than the King of Kings, bro. You know that? Well, 14? Hell no. He does not deserve 14. 13 is the Invisible Man. You know what? That beats me. To be honest, he beats a lot of people. Not professional fighter, because the second they get a grab on you, it's basically done. Because he's just a regular old dude. It's not like he's anything. But he is invisible and can hold guns. The difference is the gun, you could see it. So it's not like you get... No, then again, if you just see a random gun floating around, you probably won't be able to see it because you're probably small, right? But he would definitely whip my ass, even if I had a gun, because all he does is just sneak, boom, hit my gun off, and then boom, he kills me. Simple as that. But 13, yeah, he deserves 13. I think the Invisible Man is a good character. I think he's still relevant to this day. They did have a newer adaptation, but it was technology based, which could have worked. I don't know. I didn't watch the movie, but considering the reviews, probably did not do too well. But it is a good placement for the Invisible Man. Now we're getting into some deep water. 12 and above, they have to get this right, because it's kind of hard to put someone in this spot unless they truly deserve it. All right, number 12, Bruce the Shark. Okay, well, we already messed up already. A shark? Look, man, I mean, it is technically a horror villain, but I don't know. It is really iconic too. But Bruce, does he even count? Because you would expect like slashers and evil people, but a shark? I mean, they killed him with a boat and harpoons and exploded him, right? All you gotta do is call the postal or like the postcards or whatever the hell, and they got them. And you got the shark. I mean, can humans get him? I mean, you got your own decent sized boat with a bunch of guns. Probably, you could probably get him. But to be honest, I don't think he deserves to be. I don't think he counts. I don't think he counts. But if he does count, yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe 11. But yeah, I would think he counts. Now he does. I think he counts up here. Carrie White from Carrie. Ah, man, these are some. No, I would not put her up here. 11? I don't know. Well, then again, I can't even name 10 horror movies right now, much less 11. So I guess she counts, but at this point, I don't know. But does she beat? I mean, of course she beats people. She has telekinetic powers, but at the same time she's a woman, and you could, put some game on her. You know what I'm saying? Try to get her to be like I can fix her type person. I think I could do that. I'm the man for the job. But 11, you know what? Yeah, I think so. 11. I mean, we're talking about average people, not film nerds. I mean, film nerds would definitely put her up here, but the regular the crowd would not put her up here. And we're talking about regular old crowd. Like, you go to a horror movie thing and you say, oh, who should be number 11 on your top iconic horror movie? Well, first of all, they're gonna struggle because top 5, but not top 12. That's crazy. They would not put her up there. They would definitely not do it. For the casual horror movie goer, she would not even be close. I forgot she was even a thing. I'm real with you. Even though I watched the damn TV show that referenced her. Number 10 is Jason Voorhees. Entertainment Weekly, you suck. 10? 10. I would get it if you put him in the top 5. But top 10? You are crazy. Oh my God. One of the most iconic horror movie villains. And you put him on top 10. Get this ranking out my face. Number 10? I don't even care about whether we could beat him or not. Entertainment Weekly sucks. Hold on, what? Do we beat him? No. The average individual, with a gun, definitely, but hand-to-hand combat, we already seen that happen and it did not work. But Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, can probably do it. John Bones Jones, he does not get past a professional fighter. But 10, my man? Hold on, I'm pissed now. All right, what about 9? 9 is Godzilla. He's not a horror movie villain. He's an action hero. I mean, you could say Shin Godzilla is kind of like a horror movie, but more like a thriller or something. I wouldn't count it as a horror movie villain. They even use a picture of him fighting Mecha Ghidorah. But if enough people said he is a horror movie villain, then I guess he would be above Jason Voorhees because he's way more iconic. But that's because he's not purely horror. He's not purely horror. That's why he's a way more iconic. Number 8 is Freddy Krueger. All right, these people suck. 8? Who the hell is top 5? I mean, the only people left I can think of is Chucky. What is it? Michael Myers and the other guy. I have no idea. Ghostface. Those are the 3 only people, but we only have 7 more spots left. Where the hell are they? Freddy Krueger 8? Well, first of all, he whoops everyone because Dream Realm. But if you get everyone to sleep, I think you could jump him. You got a whole army. Come on, bro. The U.S. government figured out he was a threat to the national security. They would all go to sleep and murder that man. But 8? Hold on. What's number 7? Ghostface? Ghostface number 7? I would not put... Bro, what? I mean, he's just a regular old dude. I mean, in the new movie, they made him seem like teleportation. But you could shoot him. And he has a bulletproof vest, but who the hell's going to shoot him in the chest? You're going to shoot him in the head. He's a bum. You want to get past the professional fighter. He's a bum. He gets knocked out by the Bronze Bomber. Bomb Squad. But, come on, bro. That's 7? All right. Oh, okay, maybe 7. Maybe you can make a good argument. Candyman. Yeah, this was made by film nerds. They did not ask a general public of this. The Candyman, I mean, he's definitely top 10. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely not trash, but 6? Maybe, actually. You know what? I'm a little pissed from Jason Voorhees' spot, but 6, it might actually be a good spot for him, actually. And, of course, he is a magical man. You could probably jump him, too. I'm just saying. A lot of these horror movie villains, if you were to just get a group of people, you could probably get them. I mean, they're like, oh, they did Michael Myers. That's because Michael Myers has plot armor, all right? The weird thing is they give horror movie villains plot armor. That's crazy. That's the only reason why they're OP. And number 5 is Michael Myers. I would get top 5. I would definitely get top 5. And he's also just a regular old dude. He does not get past a professional fighter. I mean, the everyday individual, even with like a close hand weapon, like his own knife or a machete or something, the average individual will probably die. But he would not get past a professional fighter. Come on, just one, boom, and he knocked out. 5 does seem like a good spot for him, to be honest. Number 4 is Norman Bates from Psycho. I mean, the scenes of the movie are more recognizable than the killer. I mean, he's in the studio tour, but goddamn, the minions are on there. I don't know. Number 4, Norman Bates. I don't know, man. You could say, oh, he's a casual. Yeah, of course I'm a casual. I don't spend my time watching nothing but horror movies, bro. I just be going. Number 3 is Frankenstein's Monster. You see, now that's the good one. Frankenstein's Monster, definitely top 3. Okay, I lied. Not top 3, but definitely top 5, but not. I don't know about top 3. But yeah, Frankenstein Monster has always been one of my favorite villains. Good to see him having some respect He does deserve it, and he would whoop the average individual, even the professional fighter. You would have to call the cops on this man easily, because this man can overpower the strongest man, I would assume. Maybe not the strongest man, but the strongest men are in Europe. And where's this guy take place in? Probably in Europe too, yeah. But number 2 is Hannibal Lecter. Get this rating out of my face. Number 2. Ain't nobody know Hannibal Lecter anymore. I only know him from the rap battles, epic rap battles of history. That's all I know him from. Number 2? Who else was number 1? I mean, wait. They had Ghostface and Michael Myers. Don't tell me Chucky's number 1. Don't tell me Chucky's number 1. Hold on. Number 1, let's go. Is Chucky's not on the list? Count Dracula. That's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's definitely really, really high up on the list. But number 1, it's time to give it up, Dracula. It's time for the new ruler to rule, bro. When people think iconic horror movie villains, especially because of a certain movie, you would think Jason. Well, first of all, the way you beat this guy, just a wooden stake through his heart. I think enough people. I think like 5 people can take him on. 5 welly, somewhat strong men can probably take him on. But you're saying, what's your number 1? Well, my number 1 is Jason Voorhees. I could not think of anyone else that could come close. Number 1 for Count Dracula. That is crazy. That's crazy. There's no way. I mean, he's still a good one. Don't get me wrong. I love the classic Universal horror movie monsters, but Count Dracula is number 1, and Chucky's not even on the list. Jason Voorhees is a clear number 1 for most people. It's either Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger as their number 1. There's some people that are going to say Ghostface. Some film nerds are going to say like Pinhead or something, or Frankenstein. But the most people would choose Jason Voorhees. It's like, who's the king of pop? Elvis Presley or Michael Jackson? A lot of people are going to say different things, but he's very clearly Pitbull. But no, seriously, it's like Michael Jackson. Same thing with this. It's like Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees. Both are enormous, villains, right? They have their own crossover movie of Freddy versus Jason. That's like a really humongous movie, and they were to remake it, obviously, through build-up. I think it's shattered box office records. But it has to be Jason. I think people watch it because of Jason. Jason's just more intriguing to the casual horror movie guy, not the wisecracking, maybe slightly EDP-ish villain Freddy Krueger. But of course, most of these villains you could just take on with like a group of people with bats. Oh, but they did it with Michael Myers. That's because he has plot armor. If you put him in the real world, he would have died very, very early on. I mean, it's not like he's hiding his evidence or anything. But people like Count Dracula, now that's when you might need the cops. But anyways, this was a slightly enjoyable video as I kind of got mad at number 10 being Jason Voorhees and number 1 being Count Dracula. Don't get me wrong, I love Count Dracula, but him being number 1, no. And Ghostface being above Jason, I think Michael Myers was above Jason too. There's no way. Who made this list? 40-year-olds? No, not even 40-year-olds. 80-year-olds made this list? Hell no. Get out my face. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. The next video will most likely be the Gran Turismo movie review. As for some reason, it's been delayed. Or so I don't know what happened, right? But it is coming out, so hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Target destroyed. Flash out!
Enemy UAV active.
Reloading.